daycare in a traditional African-American community is basically the older siblings. You know, when Chris was born, I was not only big brother, but I was the babysitter as well. So.
Ever since I can remember, he was the best big brother. I'm talking about wrestling, jumping off the top rope, playing rumble fumble in the living room.
At 17, they were 5. Things weren't really apparent to them as they were to me. Our family struggled financially. You know, they struggled structurally. I really rebelled against Chris's father, you know, my stepfather, and that led me to the streets. Bad directions, bad choices, and bad decisions. And those bad decisions turned into crime, and that crime led to me in prison.
I think I was around 7 or 8, when Jay was going away, and 2 things took place. For one, I fell in love with football and basketball, and so my identity became wrapped up in sports. Secondly, I had my oldest brother who I looked up to, who had went down the path that I knew I didn't want to travel. And so those 2 factors began to help shape my life. For me, I stayed more focused on school, I stayed more focused on athletics, and the dynamics of the family didn't matter to me as much because now I had a focus of my own.
Prison allowed me the opportunity to reflect. I was way more effective in there than I would have been out. If I wouldn't have had that break in my mentality, what good would I would have been to be a good brother, a big brother, and I'm involved in crime? That's the way I saw it.
He would call all the time. A lot of our weekends as kids and as our young adult lives was spent visiting him.
They coming up and they telling me the good things they did. They sent me report cards. They wrote me letters. That was fulfilling, you know what I'm saying? To get those reports, because my mom, she was gonna come up, she gonna tell me everything he did throughout the week. And if it was something that I needed to check him on, my mom couldn't leave the door fast enough before I was calling, and they knew it. They just need that mental protection, that mental guidance, and I think that I would still be able to provide that.
I am a proud alumni of Grand Rapids Public Schools. After graduation, I went on to play football at Michigan State before earning my bachelor's degree and my master's degree in clinical social work. Currently, I am here at Grand Rapids Community College, and I'm the coordinator of retention, making sure that those that come to college make it through college to ensure their success here at school. I knew education was my ticket out of an environment that had a lot of traps for African American males in particular. And so I used my education in particular to try to rewrite the course of my life.
Generally, crime is as a result of lack of money, right? And so if you can have a degree and you can buy the same things as a drug dealer or armed robber, and you can have these things and eliminate the risk. As I was coming out of prison, for me, that was the focal point. So yeah, GRCC for me has been a blessing. I'm actually taking my last class. So this fall I'll graduate with a business administration associates. When I started GRCC, I wanted to attend school for no other reason than to have a degree. And for me, that meant a lot. I work for Cascade Engineering, and I'm a part of the Cascade Enterprise System. And within that business unit, I facilitate meetings at the plant manufacturing level. We go in and we try to help plants improve their processes.
I often associate completing anything in school with 3 words: perseverance, resilience, and self-discipline. I don't think school naturally makes you smarter than anybody, but what it does do is it shows that you have those 3 traits. And it shows that you can persist through something that you start and actually finish and come out with, in this case, here at GRCC, a certificate or a degree.
A student came to me, a guy, and he was telling me about his life, and he was like, man, I just had a baby. This class is too much. I'm not, and I was like, think big picture. I said, you 19 years old and you sitting in the class. I'm 38. If I can do it, you a step ahead of me.